Yo, what is going on, guys? Today we are going to be starting up our ratings predictions for MLB The Show 18. We do them every season, as you guys know, and if you don't know, now you know. But the way we do these, remember, the way SDS calculates ratings from one year to the next in games, they don't just go by last season stats, but they go by the past 3 or 4 season stats. I believe they say 3, but we can say 3 or 4, maybe 2 or 3. They go by that. They don't just go by last season. So that does affect player stats when we figure in these overalls. Today, we're going to do the top 8 first basemen, my predictions at least, just my thoughts. Obviously, everybody else can think differently if they want. These are my predictions on overalls. But before we even get started, I want to say one thing. Miguel Cabrera missed. Worst season of his career. 249 average, I think. It was rough for him. 60 RBIs or so. I know he missed some time in there as well. But the thing with that is SDS doesn't really give guys breaks. If you have a terrible season, the next season your overall reflects on that, which is great. I love it that way. So maybe he can obviously work his way back up to higher overall later in the season next year. But I do think he starts with a lower overall, maybe 84, maybe 85. But coming in at number 8 is Ryan Zimmerman. I'd like this guy to be a little bit higher on the list after the season he had. But when you had a 218 batting average the season before this one, that's going to have a very masterful effect on your overall, even when you hit 36 home runs, have 108 RBIs, and a 303 average on the season. I think that does affect him a little bit there. Number 7, Cody Bellinger. The man who had a phenomenal rookie season that went completely overlooked because of none other than the young phenom himself by the name of Aaron Judge. Home runs pay though, and Bellinger had a lot, 39 of them to be exact this season, along with 97 RBIs, a 267 average. And this is just the beginning for this young man. He's got a lot of potential ahead of him, including overall potential, but for right now, we're going to give him an 85 overall. Number 6 is Jose Abreu. I really want this guy to be higher on the list. Every season I push for it. The guy was a 33 home run, 102 RBI, 304 batting average type guy once again. He's a career 300 hitter over his 4-year career. The only thing that makes any sense for the reason SDS always has this guy as a low overall year after year has to be the fielding and the fact that he doesn't walk a lot, only 35 times last season, which lowers 2 of those overall quote-unquote boosting stats. Maybe that's the reason he only sees an 86 overall this year. Number 5, Eric Hosmer. This was really tough trying to figure out 5, 6, and 7. I thought that was all really tight in the order here. You could really swap any of them around the way you please if you wanted it, and any argument would be very valid. But I'm trying to do my best to look at this from a video game standpoint here and not in real life. That being said, Hosmer won a Gold Glove this year, which is a plus. He had 25 home runs, 94 RBIs, and a 318 batting average, but more importantly has a consistent last couple of seasons for the most part. So we gave him an 86 overall. Like I said, that fielding's going to help that overall. The fact that he's been consistent over the last few years is going to keep that overall consistent as well. We'll see if he gets at 86. Number 4, Freddie Freeman. Freeman looked to be on pace for a career year, but was caught by that injury bug that cost him over 40 games this season. Injuries can be tough on guys when SDS decides ratings. Freeman is obviously an established player in the league who has a 307 average, 28 home runs, and 71 RBIs in the time he did play this season. It would be nice to see how he would have finished out that season, but because he didn't, that's all we're left with, and I'm curious to see where SDS puts him. We're giving him an 88 overall. Number 3, Anthony Rizzo. This one kills me because, you know, Reds fan and Cubs. This was a tough call, though, between Freeman and Anthony Rizzo. I gave it to Rizzo due to the consistent ability to drive runners in, and statistically, he was the better fielder this season. Rizzo finished the season with a 273 average, 32 bombs, 109 RBIs, and we're going to give him also an 88 overall. Number 2, Paul Goldschmidt came into last season as a 91 overall, and I don't think he did much this season to change that overall. He batted 297, had a 404 on base percentage, 36 home runs, 120 RBIs, and 18 stolen bases to throw with that. I made the argument for this guy last season to have a higher overall in the 95-96 range because he is quietly a 5-tool player. He steals the bases. The guy's a 3-time Gold Glover. But because he's doing that at first base, you don't get near the respect some other players made that are 5-tool players. For that reason, they gave him a 91 overall. Therefore, I'm going to try and do it anyway. I'm going to try to bump his overall up to a 92 overall this year. I honestly think he deserves a lot higher than that. We'll see what SDS does. So we'll hope for the best on that one. Coming in at number 1, and I'm happy to be able to say number 1 for the first time on one of my lists I've ever put a Reds player on, and that is Joey Votto. 36 home runs, 100 RBIs, 320 average, 454 on base percentage, first in the league. 134 walks, first in the league. Fewest strikeouts among first basemen who played a full season. Some people be like, well, 36 home runs, 100 RBIs, that's a very good season, but is it best first baseman in the league? Well, keep in mind, first of all, it is a video game. Second of all, I'd make the argument for Votto being one of the best first basemen in the league. I still, Goldschmidt's definitely. This is just a video game. Those walks and strikeout stats result in 90+ overall ratings and vision and discipline. Throw on the fact that this guy quietly finished only 2 points behind Stanton in the NL voting for MVP this season. People can question the man's approach to the plate all you want, but when the guy's locked in, good luck keeping him off of the base pads. And what more can you ask for, honestly? Like, a guy gets on base. What do you want? The guy's on base almost half the time he's at the plate. Seems good to me. Anyway, he even had an exceptionally well game in the field this season as well, with SDS only granting 3 hitters last season with a 94+ overall to start the year last season, and Votto having the resume that he does from year after year after year. I think he has a legitimate chance of being a 94 overall this year. Those are my ratings predictions for first baseman. Please let me know what you guys think of them, who you think should have made the top 8 that didn't make it. I'm sure there's some players out there. As always, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.